Yeah, so that's something absolutely normal, and it's something that parents have a hard time dealing with. They tend to define their identity in terms of their child and their parent child relationship. And when that relationship is not as strong, they like to hang on to that relationship as much as they can. And as they become adolescents, that is the phase of life when they have to create an identity different from the one that their parents are trying to create for them. They need to decide and define for themselves who they are and who they want to be, what they like about their upbringing, what they like about what their parents gave them, what they discard, what are the beliefs that they want to hang on to, what are the beliefs that they want to get rid of, what are the beliefs from the world around them that they want to absorb and internalize for themselves. So that is the process of individuation, which, as Carl Jung defined it, was the creation of their own identity. As parents, instead of us feeling threatened by that, it's a process that we really need to encourage, because it's very good for their mental health and their development. The difference in how parents should deal with it is really not see it as a personal attack, or as a child rejecting the parents, but as a process of growth of the child, which we as parents should be encouraging. There are several dimensions to identity which an adolescent defines for themselves. It could be cultural identity, national and ethnic identity, professional identity, religious identity, gender identity, whether they identify, which gender they identify with, a disability identity, do they have any disability that they identify with. They need to define all these parameters for themselves, to feel better about themselves, to feel more confident about themselves. It is important because as a parent, you want them to go into the world as adults who know who they are, know what they want, know what they believe in, can take decisions and march on confidently. If there's a challenging situation for them, you should not be wanting them to come running back home and saying, what do I do now? You should want them to be able to take their decisions and face the consequences, positive or negative, whichever way they are. You want them to be independent functioning adults, or at least you should want them to be. So this identity formation is influenced by several factors. The cognitive influences are definitely important. What their own intelligence level is telling them about how they are interpreting the world. Academic influences are strong. For instance, somebody with a college education would have a stronger sense of who they are than somebody who's only been to school. There are socio-cultural influences that allow children to develop their identity or do not allow children to develop their identity. In traditional Eastern cultures and in Indian setups, very often, the father is the patriarch, doesn't want the son to have any idea of who they are. We have young men in their 30s and 40s still needing parents to take decisions for them because they've never learned to and never been encouraged to take their own decisions and face their consequences. Parenting definitely has a role. How have we encouraged individual thinking? Have we encouraged assertiveness? Have we encouraged testing the limits, challenging the system, or have we sort of always encouraged them to follow the rules and define who they will be and what they can do or cannot do?